And if you see these stats, well, you might conclude that Fulham actually deserved it based on the fact they had 26 shots tonight. Their most in a Premier League game since 2014, 12 of which were on target. Big chance at the end for Brentford, which boosted their XG. That fell to Carragher, then the follow-up from Yarmouk, but Bernd Leno was in the way of those. 43 crosses from Fulham as well. That is a joint high of any side in the Premier League this season. In the end, getting the ball across in the air was what did for Brentford. So if it doesn't work at first, keep going. That's the message, isn't it?
Until you succeed. And as we said, it was going to be unfair if Fulham didn't get anything out of this game. So persistency, trying to get the ball into the box, make the opposition make mistakes, put some bit of chaos there, so the ball to be in the box, and hope that you can score. And in this case, the funny thing is that the both goals were one with shoulder and the other, I think, if not mistaken, with a calf. If you can see the replay, you're going to see it's purely a calf thing, but both goals come in deep into stoppage time, which again means that you need to stay concentrated through the 90 minutes.
Let's further explore this theory, Dimitar, because the man of the moment, Harry Wilson, is now waiting to speak to us. Harry, just want to say, first of all, huge congratulations. I have to say, I have no idea how you must be feeling right now. So can you try and explain for us?
Yeah, it was an amazing feeling to come on and to get the 2 goals to win us the game. Yeah, like I said, amazing feeling. And throughout the course of the game, I think it's what we deserved. I thought we were the better team. Kept them penned in for a lot of that second half. So to get the 2 goals right at the end was great.
What was the message from Marco Silva when he sent you on in the 82nd minute?
Yeah, he said just play in that pocket. When we got the ball, just try and get on it, find them spaces, and when the ball goes wide to Adama, Alex and Jed the other side, try and get yourself in the box, try and find that space, and yeah, that's what I tried to do for both goals. Both of them went in, but I'm not sure they went in how I planned.
Well, that's what Dimitar has just raised. So let's have a closer inspection, Harry. I mean, it doesn't really matter now, does it, what part of your anatomy it actually touched? But talk us through it. This is the first one.
Yeah, I think the first one, when it went wide to Adama, I could see he was going to go on the outside. I think he put it in first time. So I just tried to get across the front, and I was just trying to help it on really, because if it didn't go in, hopefully someone else could get in back post. And when I turned around and seen it fly in, it was an amazing feeling. And yeah, I think the second goal was a bit more lucky than that. But I meant to get something on that, but the second goal was a little bit more lucky.
Come on then, let's have a look then, Harry. I mean, it looked like head first viewing.
Yeah, I think it was meant to go the other side of the goal off my head, and in the end ended up coming off my shoulder. But yeah, they all count. So yeah, just the feeling when that went in, to run away to celebrate with the fans, because I know what this game means to them. Yeah, like I said, was amazing.
Have you ever known a reaction like this at Craven Cottage?
No, I thought the atmosphere was great all night. I think we played Liverpool last season in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. I think that's probably the best I've heard it. But tonight, like I said, when you play these local derbies, it means that bit more to everyone that comes. So to give them, to let them go home happy and give them a moment like that at the end is an amazing feeling.
Harry, how's it been for you this season? Because you haven't started the game in the Premier League, but you've actually started 4 games for Wales, scored in the last 3. So you've had an interesting start to the season, shall we say. How have you found it?
Yeah, tough, really tough. I'm a player that doesn't like to be on the bench. I'm a player that likes to play games. Always disappointed when I have to come off. So yeah, I'll be lying if I said I haven't found it tough. But I think the Wales breaks have been really good for me. I've been able to get my minutes in there, to play in a way that I feel really suits me with a new manager. And yeah, like I said, when you're scoring goals as well, it always gives you that confidence. So my job for Fulham this season is, like I said, to be coming off the bench, and in every game I do that, whatever my job is, if we're winning, to try and defend for the team, and if we're losing, to do what I did tonight. And whenever I play, I try and affect the game and try and make sure my numbers are good with goals and assists. That's what attacking players are judged on. So yeah, like I said, it's been frustrating, but I'll keep working hard, and hopefully soon my chance comes to be in from the start.
Well, Harry, Berba, I don't have any question. I just want to congratulate you on the first goal, because from someone that appreciates goals like this, keep going this way. And it doesn't matter actually how you touch the ball, as long as it's in the back of the net. Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, I just tried to get the touch on it, and to see it go in yeah, I'm sure you've scored a couple like that in your time as well.
Well, get home early, Harry, because you'll be showing some of those before we're done tonight on Monday Night Football. Just a final thought. You know, it's interesting to hear you say it's been tough for you this season, but is that almost a sign of the progress that this football club is making? Because that competition really is there now, particularly in those attacking places.
Yeah, for sure. I think last year I played a lot of games, and there was players that were in the position I'm in now. And if you look at Adama, he started I think every game before tonight, and he's been a real threat for us. Scored a couple, assisted a couple, and like I said, been a constant threat in games. Then you got Alex on the other side, who's arguably been our best player. And when we're signing players like Emile and Reece as well, coming from a quality team like Arsenal, they've been deserving of their place. So when you're not in the team, you have to work even harder. And yeah, when the competition's high, when you are in the team, you got to make sure that you keep that shirt, and that's what I'll be doing. Hopefully, when I get in the team myself.
Yeah, well said, Harry. Congratulations on tonight. You are the absolute Fulham hero this evening. Get yourself home, watch the highlights, knock on the manager's door in the morning.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. See you later.
See ya. He did really well, I thought, just to remain eloquent and calm in that situation, Jamie. He's clearly not happy that he's not getting more minutes.
Yeah, but listen, I think when you hear him speak as well, he understands. I think when we're all as players, we all think we should play. We always think of our situation a lot more than other players. But when you actually think of some of the names he's just mentioned there, he's talking about one of the players in his position being player of the season. The names they're bringing in, Reece Nelson's coming in from Arsenal. So there's huge competition. I think your question was spot on, Dave, in terms of saying the actual progress the club is making, the players they're actually attracting to the football club now makes it tough. And we're looking at a player who I just mentioned at international level is absolutely flourishing in the start of this season. You know, 4 starts for Wales this season, scored in his last 3 games, you know, but he can't get in the team. But listen, that gives him certainly an opportunity and something to look back on. But it was it was a great end. We want that. We want that excitement. We want that sort of finish on Monday Night Football, and we got it tonight.
There is absolutely no doubt, Dimmy, that he is the talk of the town around Fulham tonight. But he also showed great humility. I mean, he could have said, "Oh, I meant that flick," and I actually did do the header. But he chose
to. Not to he can't. He might have got away with me. He knows.
Yeah, but you can see on his face, he's really. It's a great guy. You can see it by the way he talks, and appreciate everything that happened tonight. And he deserves it, to be honest. All the players that get into the second half, they all try to do something to help the team.
And he was told to go and get in the box.
In the box, but again, this one here, I really appreciate it because, as he said, I try to touch the ball, maybe going to someone in the second post, but when I look, I see the ball is going in the back of the net. I think it's a great touch, honestly. It's a beautiful touch, and it deserves to get in the back of the net. Maybe he didn't meant it, but who cares? It's a goal, right?
But he does score some incredibly spectacular goals.
He does. Listen, what I think's really good about this goal is Ben Mee's being brought on, don't forget, for Mbeumo, so they've got a little bit more defensive. They're not the sort of big... Sorry, Ben Mee's just in the first position. Yes, he may have had a little bit, but he knows what he's doing in terms of trying to put it into an area, but actually getting across the defender. So they've got so many defenders there. Baby, you know better than me in terms of that run you've got to make. And sometimes you make that run for other players. And this time he's got a little bit of joy getting across the defender.
But not only that, he is like 1 second quicker than the defender, which sometimes it's enough for a striker to get the touch on the ball and eventually you score or you give it to someone else. But in this case, that quick reaction on the cross of Traore gives him the advantage, and the rest is, in the ball in the net.
But I think he said it right. He's probably just thinking if he gets there first, he might score, but someone else might put it in at the back post, and that's making a run for your team.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you see the touch you mentioned, you could see it come off the calf.
I think it went from the calf or the shin or whatever you call it, but in the end, it doesn't matter. You see all type of goals, and this is really, really...
Do you think he's just aiming for the outside of that boot?
Maybe that, but sometimes you want it to connect, a certain way, but it doesn't happen. You just, in this case, it happened. You should be, because the ball is in the back of the net. Trust me. He's going to be like, yeah, I meant it. Trust me, I meant it. I'm not sure, but in the end of the day, it's a great goal.
Anywhere else in the goal, it might not have gone in. Now, at the other end, just a couple of minutes later, anywhere else in the goal, and it might have been a winner for Brentford. Because this was a stunning save, actually. End-to-end stuff in these closing stages from Bernd Leno.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great save. That makes the difference in the end of the game, because it's a great attack and then great cross here, and unbelievable reflex from Bernd Leno. It's unbelievable.
But isn't football such a strange game that the first time you see Brentford attack is because Fulham have scored?
Exactly.
You know, it just...
I always wonder about this. They lead 1-0, but they drop so deep and wait, and eventually Fulham score, and now they wake up and they try to attack.
But they came so close. Did it not feel like they were in control? Did you honestly think that Fulham were going to score?
Me, from Fulham, like a Fulham fan and someone that they want them to score, they deserve to score. 25th chances in the game, and then they score. I mean, they deserve something. We spoke about this. And you always get the feeling that they are going to score. And that's why I think Marcus Silva had that reaction and passionate reaction that he knew that we deserve something of this game. And that's why he was so, like, going after the game.
So are you.
Crazy. Yeah, come on, we deserve this. But probably they should be grateful to Bernd Leno about that save. You know, that makes the difference. And after that, they scored the winner.
Let's have a look then. Let's have a look at the winning goal. Shoulder or head, it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't matter in this case.
But listen, when we're in the studio, as I said, we're doing the show, we don't mind probably who scores, but we want a winning goal, don't we? We want something in there, and we just take it now. And I've just spoken before about his actual run across the defender, Ben Mee. We just highlight where he is now. He's just there now, coming in, clear it, and we just run across again. Look, he's making a run, he's on the move in the box. How important is that, Dimitar, to actually be on the move in the box when the ball's actually coming in time and that? Right.
And he's following the whole attack. He's following where the ball is coming. He's on the other end of the pitch at this moment. Yes, watching, anticipating, moving along the way and trying to find his position in the pitch, looking for the space. You know, and that's also a great ball here. Cutting the lines. And now it's about, you know, finding someone. And look, again, this space around the penalty box. This is where most of the goals happening, because you see the defenders, they're covering the goal. So this is the space you need to be in.
I mean, we see so many goals scored in that area, what we call the second 6-yard box. So do you think the defenders actually get dragged into the 6-yard box? So that is where the space is?
You know better than me, but from my experience, the defenders are taught defend the goal. So they are running back to defend the goal. And this space here, most of the time, is free. And you see where Harry is, and you score. I go, again, it's the shoulder, but who cares?
And that's what seems to almost wrong foot the goalkeeper, doesn't it, a little bit? I think he'd made 10 saves, Mark Flecken, up to that point.
Yeah. But again, it's a good cross from Robinson, and then in that position, in that free space, you just connect with the ball, and you cannot save that.
It's so difficult for the goalkeeper.
Fans behind the goal as well.
And by that point, it's crazy, man. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Here we go.
Look at that passion. Look at that, because he knew we need to get that game, and we deserve it. Well, I'll tell you something. This is type of games where, you know, after the game, babies are made, guys.
On that note, let's take a break.
I wasn't expecting that one.
How tough was it to watch their comeback after so much resilience in defending, especially in the second half?
No, that's of course tough. I think it's emotional value and very tough right now. When you're leading in the 92nd or 3rd minute, 1-0, it will be tough just to have a draw, and then we lose it. I think overall, I don't think we hit our highest level. I think on the day, Fulham were better. But we, of course, when you lead 1-0, that's also the nature of the game. That long, there was a lot of resilience and a lot of good defending, a lot of effort, and all that. I thought actually should have given us win. Actually, if I'm honest. And then there's unbelievable touch from Wilson that in 99 out of 100 never goes in goals from that angle. Did today. Then we could have won it with a chance to Fabio and very, very close margin, and then we lost it. So obviously that is brutal.
Before the match, we were talking about how Brentford is trying new things when trying more things when playing away from home. Why tonight wasn't very much the case of having more shots?
Yeah, good question. The honest answer, I don't know. It's probably always a combination between that we didn't hit the highest level and Fulham did well.
But what do you take from your defensive performance? Because before Harry Wilson's goals, it seemed like you were setting a new benchmark for how you should defend this season.
Yeah, that's why when we look the game back and we are a little bit more cool-headed, we probably would be very happy with the defensive standard, because I thought there was unbelievable blocks. I thought there was unbelievable recoveries. I thought there was even unbelievable recovery runs. Being in the right positions. I thought all that we did well, and that's why it feels like we didn't do that well. But overall, we defended fantastic, I would say, in the game. It was more on the ball. We didn't do enough.
It was just a matter of punctual those punctual two chances, because the resilience was there, as you were mentioning, the positioning as well.
Yeah, I agree, because I can't remember. I think they had a couple of shots just early in the first 5 minutes, like from an angle shot. But before that, the whole second half, I don't think Fulham really created a chance. So that's why it's even tougher to take.
One of the positives, Janelt's goal from outside the box. Before the match, we were talking about how Brentford wasn't scoring from outside the match, and you were talking about how you were encouraging more your players to do that. The XG of that shot was 0.026. So I think that shows that he really took his chance there.
I think, as I said before, of course, it's nice when I'll take any goal outside the box, inside the box. But of course, if you are in balance and you have good distance and you're a good foot, which obviously wasn't the case here with Charlie, then of course you need to shoot.
You mentioned before that you were trying to add more layers throughout the season to your game. Does nights like this, with punctual mistakes maybe or detours in what you're looking for, does it show that it is a working process?
Yeah, of course it is a working process. I think there was I think we actually took us some big steps forward in terms of defending, but some steps backwards in terms of controlling the game higher up on the pitch.
Thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thoughts of Thomas Frank. A tough one to take for him, Jamie, after that.
Yeah, listen, I think even in that interview, how he reacted at the end of the game, you mentioned he shook all the hands of the Fulham players. That's a position, and as footballers, there's nothing worse than losing a game that late. You've got to obviously show that class and dignity with the opposition bench. They're all, jumping, singing, dancing. We've all been on the other side of that. So he showed his class tonight, yeah, and it would have been obviously a difficult interview, a difficult end of the game, difficult speaking to his players after the game, and that's the nature of the game. That's why we love it, but sometimes we hate it.
Told the players half time, we have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because if you go in this way, will come for us. Come a little bit in the end, really, I believe, but I think what we showed, the shots, everything, we had much more from them, much more dominant as well, and we deserve clear the 3 points. The biggest difference for the games that we have been punishing at the end of the match was that games they were undeserved, because we were the better team on the pitch. Tonight we deserve clear to be rewarded in the end of the match, because the best team and the team that tried more to win the game was Fulham.